Yeah.
Your position is, I didn't hit her, and therefore you are not responsible for anything that happened to the plaintiff. Would that be correct, ma'am?
Correct.
So let me start with, were you insured at the time of the accident?
Yes, I had gotten insurance that morning.
Oh, why don't I believe that?
When I contacted them, they told me that she had acquired insurance that day, but after the accident had occurred.
Because you knew that uninsured drivers should not be driving. So let's go back to your story. Where are you going?
I was going to Kohl's for Christmas shopping.
And where were you coming from?
I was coming from home.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why don't you show us which vehicle is yours?
My car is the orange up here.
Okay, so you're going south on what appears to be a two-lane road. You are in the right lane.
Yeah.
And where is the defendant's vehicle?
Right here.
And you see her driving in front of you, is that correct?
Yes, I'm coming up and I see the front vehicle here and I see her slowing down.
About how fast would you say she was coming down?
She was probably at about 30 miles an hour.
Is that about how fast you were going?
I was going about 40 and I see her about to merge, like she didn't want to wait for this guy because he was turning left into an apartment complex.
And you could see the car actually starting to come into your lane. Yeah, you can always see that, yeah.
But it was like too late. I was going to hit her. I had to swerve this way in order to avoid hitting her.
And at that point, it's where you hit the...
It was a telephone pole anchor, the wire.
Uh-huh.
My car went up it and flipped over.
What did you do at that moment? I mean, that's got to be...
I was screaming and I was trying to unbuckle my seatbelt because I was afraid that another car was going to come hit me because I'm like in the middle of the street. I finally unbuckle my seatbelt. I fall to the, and a man got my door open and got me out of the car and to the side. And I was pretty hysterical, like one of the most terrifying experiences that I've ever had. I was just really grateful that my son wasn't with me because he has autism and he would have never gotten in a car again.
What were your injuries?
So I had to see a chiropractor for a month and I actually wasn't able to complete treatment because it had come to pass that she didn't have insurance and they stopped treatment because I couldn't pay.
And did you rent a car?
Yes.
Was your car totaled?
My car was totaled, yes.
So now you are driving. Why were you uninsured? Why?
I was in the process of changing the title from my boyfriend's mom's name to my name. And it's hard because, I was in between jobs and I have a CPS case and I have all these appointments I have to go to get my daughter back. And, I was just waiting a little bit longer till I got my check to do my insurance, but I still needed my car because I had to get my daughter back.
Why would you not get insurance? It's the first thing you should get on a car. You had nothing. Judge Corriero?
Thank you very much, Judge. Ms. Connolly, so that I understand your defense, you're saying that in order to avoid hitting another car that apparently stopped, you had to swerve to avoid that car.
Correct.
That you didn't strike the plaintiff's car, and therefore you're not liable. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, after the accident, you told the police officer that you were driving south on Villa Avenue in the number 1 lane, and you dropped a water bottle.
Yeah, I looked down to make sure it wasn't
Did you tell the
obstructed.
officer you were trying to pick up the water bottle, and when you came up, a car was stopped in front of you?
No, I told the officer the water bottle had fallen, and I looked down to make sure it wasn't blocking my pedals, and when I looked up, I seen the car was stopped in front of me.
So you took your eyes off the road, and when you looked up again,
the car was stopped.
the car had stopped, and you swerved into the right-hand lane?
Yes.
Okay. I have nothing further.
Reading between the lines of your defense, it almost seems like part of your position is, I pulled over to help her, and now I'm the one who's here, even though I didn't really do anything except try to get out of the way of another bad driver and then stop and help the plaintiff. Is that in part what's animating you right now?
Sort of, not entirely. I mean, all I saw was a vehicle flip in my rearview mirror, and the first thing I thought was like that I needed to pull over, and seeing the instant shock in her eyes was really scary to see somebody go through something like that.